Hi, welcome back. This is Rehan with you. I'm the Associate Director of Warson Real Estate. And what I try to do is I try to see the topics that you guys are researching online, your queries about Dubai, as well as the ones that are emailed and messaged to me, and I answer them to the best of my abilities. So today's topic is I want to talk to you about how to purchase a home in Dubai, which I've been getting a lot of questions on. So when I mean home, I don't mean the typical off-plan projects that Dubai is very famous for, because off-plan projects are very lucrative and they're great investments. However, they're mostly for investors, people who don't immediately require to live in that home. So obviously, like I have clients who, when their requirements are that they want a home to move into by the end of the month or in 2 months or something, an off-plan under construction won't do, right? So they're looking for a ready home, a one that is already ready and immediately habitable, okay? So the process for that is also very simple. I will tell you from my perspective what I do. So when I get my client and they say that, Rehan, this is our budget, we have a requirement for a ready home, and these are the areas where I would like to live, because often they have the children going to school around that area, or they want to live around their work area. So I take their requirements, I sit with them, I have a chat with them about what type of homes exactly they like say, are they more into a modern home or maybe more traditional, what type of interior they like, the location I've already gotten with what are their needs in terms of schools, hospitals, workplaces. I try to understand how much of budget they have allocated for that home. And then, of course, I do my inventory search and find a home for them. So, not one, I typically try to find at least 4 or 5 homes. And then, at one suitable time for the client, we will go and we will view all the homes. And then they will, and so now, mind you, these homes are from different sellers, right? So, it's a little bit more challenging when the homes are already occupied by a tenant, because I don't also want to disturb the tenant schedule. So, I work around the tenant schedule, and if they're tenanted, I take a specific viewing time. And if the home is not tenanted, it's easier for me to take a viewing time schedule. Okay, so we go there, and I let the client be. I'm not breathing down his back. He's gonna go around and just see everything. I let the family be. They talk to each other. They discuss. And then I explain to them gradually what are the pros and cons of each home, because I need to not sugarcoat everything, and I need to tell them exactly what are the benefits and what are the disadvantages of this specific home. So we work through all the homes together, and then I speak to the seller, we negotiate on the price. Once that's done, when the buyer is ready to show interest in a specific unit, that's when they need to pay a 10% check. So that's 10% of the property value that the seller has asked for. That check stays with us at the agency, and it also shows the seriousness of the buyer in the seller's home. After the 10% check is done, then there's something that we need some forms to be filled up, to where if I have the buyer as my client, I need to fill up a form with him, and then the seller, if he doesn't have an agent, well and good. If he does have an agent, then he needs to fill up the form. And our goal is to actually sign a form that is called MOU. Okay, so when we sign the MOU, the buyer can give all his clauses and whatever conditions that he gives, and the seller gives his clauses and conditions. They're all put into that form. The form is a generic form, but these clauses can be added as an extra. And once that's done, in that form, you can basically say all the details of our agency is there, price is mentioned, how does exactly the buyer want, what does the seller want. So it's the whole shebang in one form. So basically, it's the history of starting from the time that the buyer showed interest until the present day. Okay. When the MOU is agreed upon by both parties, then the buyer and the seller, they will sell, and then a transfer date will be determined, and that will take place in the Dubai trustee office. So at that time, the buyer will go to the trustee office, the seller will go to the trustee office, the buyer's biometrics will be taken. If he's a resident of Dubai, then the Emirates ID will be taken. And then after that, the actual transfer will be done, wherein he needs to actually bring back the remaining of the money. So this whole transfer process is extremely effective and very efficient. Okay, so Maybe the meeting with the trustee office and the buyer and the seller will maximum with all the biometrics and everything take around 40 minutes. And then within 4 to 5 minutes, it will already be reflected who the new owner is. It will already be reflected that he's paid 4% of the property value as DLD as the tax. The one-time tax, by the way. After that, you don't pay any more tax for as long as you keep the apartment. And then for the buyer's convenience, he can download an application called Dubai Rest app, and when he puts in his details, his ownership of the property will clearly be shown. Where is it located? How much is the price and the square feet and everything? So, boom, he just owns the property just like that. This is a seamless process. Any more questions that you have about the process? If you think that I've missed something or if you want me to elaborate on something, you know what to do. Just comment below your questions and I'll be happy to take it from there. All right, take care and stay well.